Hey everyone, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be looking at the New Balance Numeric 440 High. Now just a really brief background of the shoe, it's pretty neat actually. It was designed by Jeff Mikut, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. He used to design shoes for Lakai and Vans, and then he moved over to New Balance. And his design behind this was he wanted to make a shoe in which it would help vulcanized shoe skaters transition over to cup sole shoes. And I think he really made that concept into a reality with the shoe. Before all that, I know you're gonna want to see some skating. I didn't really get too much footage of me skating in these, but hopefully what I have will satisfy that skating need. So here's some clips. Alright, so that was me skating the shoe, so what's up with the shoe? Now I definitely think it has a good amount of board feel and durability. It's a really nice balance between the two. So the whole sole and construction of it is thick enough to where you'll get a good amount of protection, but it's not too thick to where you lose that board feel that vulcanized shoes are known for. And again, it has a really good balance between those two. I didn't feel like the break-in period was too long. When I first got these, I wore them around for a few hours and I just went right into skating them. Of course, since it is a cup sole, it does have a break-in period, but I didn't really find a whole difference between when it was new versus when it was definitely broken in. It generally felt about the same. So there is a break-in period, but it wasn't too long to where you would actually notice a huge difference. Now the fit of these are really weird. So I went with my true to size. I went true to size with these. I'm a size 9, and when I put these on, I really felt like I could have gone down to an 8.5. So sizing down half a size. So if you ever bought a pair of Converse All-Stars before, like the Chuck Taylors, and you didn't know that they fit half a size big, you'll probably tie them up, and then there's a lot of extra lace hanging down, and then the eyelets are super choked. That was kind of what was happening with these shoes. So my foot felt secure enough to where there wasn't a lot of wiggle room in the shoe, but there was definitely still enough room to where I felt like I definitely could have gone down half a size. And from what I hear online and what I've read online is that the fit actually is super different depending on the colorway and the materials that New Balance chooses. So a size 9 in this colorway could fit differently than a size 9 in a different colorway but the same shoe model. So honestly, I would definitely try these out in person first before making a decision. So sum it up, the fit is inconsistent based on my experience and what I've heard online. So I actually had a lot of leftover lace to the point where I actually replaced the laces with a slightly shorter pair of laces from Vans Skate High. And it helped a little bit to where it wasn't hanging all the way down here, but hanging up around here or so. Now for the flick of the shoe, but if you're a long time viewer of this channel, you already know I don't do too many flip tricks, but for the ones that I do, I land them occasionally, and it's been treating me well so far. I didn't get a video of me actually landing a kickflip. I know you might yell at me in the comments for that, but what I found that it's really similar to a Vans flick or toe box, to where your toe is probably around here, but there's so much material on this side, so there's some space between where your toe is and to where the actual part that's making contact with the deck is. And some people like that because there's just a lot of material here, so it's going to last longer, but some people just don't like it because it feels like there's a disconnect between them and them flicking the board just because there's so much space there. So it's really similar to Vans flick or toe box. If you haven't skated like either of these brands before, it might not relate to you. But since I am used to how a Vans flicks, this was pretty nice for me. So for the high wear areas, it's obviously going to be the ollie area, which is this part right here for me. Most of my skating abuse this area specifically, where it's one leather layer stitched over another leather layer. So this one is pretty much on its way out. But if this part is pretty much gone by skating or whatnot, there is going to be another layer of leather down there. So I haven't had any need to shoe glue it or anything. If I keep skating this is going to last a pretty long while, so no risk of holes or anything. Now up here isn't suede, it's a textile material, and as you can see from here, it's pretty easy to rip. On the back of it though, there's definitely a lot of material inside. Not sure if you can see that. So even if this does wear down and bust through, it still has a lot of material before it will actually make a big noticeable hole to where you'll see your sock. So for the heel cup, it was really weird, because when I was wearing and skating these shoes, my heel was secure in this heel cup that they have, but I didn't feel like there was a heel cup around the heel. Like when I was wearing them, I couldn't feel that heel cup. So it was strange because it was like, I am secure, I know my heel isn't lifting up or whatever, but I can't really feel that heel cup doing its job, which is kind of off-putting because it might not feel like you're secure, but in reality you are. I'm not sure if I'm making any sense with this part, but honestly it felt pretty nice to where it didn't feel like something was super like snug and secure onto your heel. It was subtly there, but still doing its job. I hope I made sense with this part. Alright, so for the insoles, these are terrible, honestly. So they're really flimsy and super thin. But that's not my main problem with them. My main problem is that while skating, the insole would actually start to slide up towards the front of the shoe. So then when I was doing that, the whole toe front area of the insole would get all crumpled up, and then the sole of the heel of the sole would be uncovered by the insole. So if this is my heel, I'll be skating it pretty much like this. And funnily enough, I actually didn't notice the difference in that heel area where the insole wasn't covering the heel area, but I was still skating like normal. I only noticed because I could feel the insole just bunching up in the front. And then after a while, I just had enough of it. So I replaced the insole with a set of the Nike SB Zoom Air insoles. They're a lot more firm, I think a little bit thicker than the insoles that came with these shoes. And actually when I put these insoles in, not only did they feel better, they also improved the fit to the point where I didn't feel like I needed to size down half a size. So I definitely think that you might want to consider replacing an insole with a thin one, something not too thick, but just something thin like this. Honestly, you might as well just not skate the shoe with the insole. It just didn't feel like it did anything. So as for the sole of the shoe, it felt nice. There isn't really much to say about it, honestly. It was a good balance of not being too slippery, but also not being too grippy. It just felt like it was broken in. When you do get these new, they do that squeaky sole thing that a lot of new shoes have, but that goes away pretty fast. Now for the padded collar, I think a lot of people that are looking for a high top cup sole are gonna like it because it's pretty much nicely padded, but not overly padded. Especially if you just want something that's not too thick. And the cool thing about this is that they have this thingy sewed into the collar, which allows the collar to flex a lot more easily, as opposed to if it didn't have this sewn on collar thingy. Now this means that even though you do have these all laced up or whatnot, you can still really like flex and move around your ankle like normal, as if you're wearing a low top, so doing all your flip tricks or whatnot, but you still have that support of a high collar and the padding of it. And honestly, it felt really nice because if you ever skated like a high top before, like a Nike Blazer or a Converse Chuck Taylor, sometimes that collar just really restricts your ankle movement because it's like all one piece and doesn't have this extra movement point that this design allows it to. It's like really, really nice. So these retail for $85 before tax, and I think that is a fair price for them. Even better if you can find them on sale. I just wish they came out with more colorways. This is the Tom Knox colorway, and while it is nice, I don't know. I just feel like I might have gone with another colorway or so, but that's being really nitpicky. That doesn't affect the shoe's performance. All in all, it was a good shoe for me. If you're looking for a nice, slim cup sole that isn't too different from a vulcanized shoe, this might be worth checking out. And I definitely could still skate these, but I kind of moved on to another shoe. So that has been another video. If you think I missed anything or you have any questions about it, just let me know in the comments. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.